Chances are, if you're a human watching this video, you feel too hot or too cold several times on a daily basis. It's kind of crazy that we have all this technology, but nothing to control one of the most common inconveniences, our own body temperature. Until now. This product I'm testing out this week is called the Embr Wave, and it's supposedly a personal thermostat that will heat or cool your body. So we're gonna test it out this week and see if this thing actually works. It's essentially a bracelet. It kind of looks like a watch, but a little bigger, and you wear it on the inside of your wrist. It has a pretty sleek design and a corresponding app to control if you want it hot or cold. Right now, the Embr Wave is $300. It works by sending either hot or cold pulses to your wrist that are usually 10 degrees hotter or colder. And when we look on their website, it looks like it makes your entire body up to 5 degrees warmer or colder, which is pretty cool because I don't think there's anything else out there like this. So I took this thing through a few different climates this week. I worked out with it. I really put it through the ringer. So stay tuned to see if I think this is worth it. All right, it should be pretty charged up about now. It is hot in here, so let's cool it down. Oh, I feel like getting colder already. And it's, okay, so we can see it's getting colder, -6, -7. Does that mean it's actually going to -10 degrees? If so, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so it's cold, it feels kind of weird. My whole body doesn't feel cold though, I feel normal still. All right, so we have about 10 seconds left, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. The 10 minutes is over. I guess I feel colder, or do I only think I feel colder because I'm like supposed to feel colder? I don't really know. So it said that it usually takes people a week to get the hang of it, so I just kept testing it out as the night went on. Okay, it's day 2. This is the first day. I'm wearing the Embr Wave the whole day. It kind of looks like a medical device or something. Like, I'm interested to see if anyone just says anything about it. I still, like, I don't feel like my internal body temperature is different. Okay, so I'm about to go into an office building.
2 hours later.
Just side note, Google's office is incredible. And it actually was like a good temperature in there, so I didn't really have to use it. But I did have the person I met with use it, and he said that he did notice it made his like hand feel a little colder. So I'm gonna test out the heat setting now. We'll do essential warming. I'm just gonna leave this for 10 minutes and we'll notice if I feel like really hot. Again, I still am not noticing like a huge difference. We're gonna do the extended wave. I'm just gonna do coolings. Okay, so it's been 20 or 30 minutes. I'm actually kind of a perfect temperature, but I don't know if it's because it's just actually a perfect temperature in here or if this thing is just working really well because it's so subtle. Just can't really tell, so I guess we'll just have to keep figuring it out this week. In the car, not really necessary, but you know what? Maybe I could save some range of my car if I don't use air conditioning, right? So I used a cooling setting while in the car, and then I went into a really cold restaurant. I'm gonna turn it up all the way to +16. Oh wait, I forgot it won't let me do that. Okay, +13. 13's really hot. It feels good. I actually really like the heat. Yeah? Like, I don't feel warmer, but it's just like kind of comforting. Maybe like it's like holding a hot drink. I did notice a slight difference when I used it in this restaurant. Normally, if I was wearing just a tank top like this, I'd be super cold in an air-conditioned building like this. But I didn't really mind. But again, it was so subtle. I can't tell if I would have felt fine without it or if it really was the Embr Wave making a big difference. Yep, still hot. Good morning. It is day 3, I think, with the Embr Wave. I'm about to test out working out with it. So hopefully it keeps me cooler while I work out. Okay, so I'm walking in, but I'm just gonna turn it on now because I've realized it works better if you turn it on a little before you're actually hot. So I had it on the 30-minute cold setting, so it should be sending pulses of cold while I work out. I felt the first few pulses of cold, but pretty quickly after that, I didn't feel it getting cold at all. I honestly thought something was wrong with it. I just kept working out and I kept hitting the cold button, but still, it didn't really feel cold. This was kind of disappointing because I really like working out in a cold environment. Since I felt hot because I was working out, it probably made the Embr Wave feel even more subtle than it already is. I feel like this isn't even cold. It like doesn't feel cold at all. It actually feels kind of warm, but it says it's on the cold setting. I'll just keep trying. Okay, so working out with this thing was kind of interesting. I felt like it didn't work or it didn't do much, or maybe I didn't have it on the right setting. I put it on the cold setting, and basically it was, if there was a difference, it was so subtle that I didn't notice it at all. I will say though, it wasn't really annoying to wear. It's like, I'm very used to the weight of it now. It's not like super heavy. Okay, it is so hot out today. 86 degrees. So I definitely, like, the cooling feature is helping me out right now.
Later this day, I needed to get some footage around UCLA, and honestly, I was dying of heat walking around the campus, so this was the perfect time to test out the cooling setting.
Oh, I'm definitely sweating. The Embr Wave can only help so much, I guess.
Then I had a dentist appointment, so I was back inside a basically freezing cold building.
Just got to the dentist. Heat is on. I'm so numb, but I'm not cold. That's me smiling. I'm numb up to here. Never been this numb before. This thing actually did kind of come in handy. It just helps a little bit. Normally I would bring a jacket to be in a cold office building, but today I didn't.
I also later this day wore it while I went on a date, and the guy was immediately like, "What is that?" And at this point, I've had several people be like, "What is that thing? Like, are you being monitored by the government?" I thought it wasn't that noticeable at first, but turns out people do notice it and are very intrigued. And honestly, it was really nice in my Uber on the way there. Probably not the cutest accessory to wear on a date, but it's fine.
Okay, it is day 4. I'm here with Cooper. Cooper, do you want to try this thing out? I think that's a no. I'm about to head to the airport, and I'm really excited to test this thing out on the flight. I usually get pretty cold on flights, so I think the heat will come in handy.
At the actual airport, it was nice that if I was slightly cold, I could just press a button rather than going into my suitcase and taking out a jacket. On the actual flight, it was even better. I usually get really cold on planes, so I put the heat setting on quite a few times. I was surprised the battery didn't die. It did get to a low battery point because I was using it a few times an hour. Note that I did end up wearing a sweatshirt, so it did help, but I guess it didn't help enough to avoid putting on a sweatshirt. Even through the airport, it was really convenient to turn it on cold, and then in the Uber ride, turn it back on hot.
It did say low battery at one point, but it never actually died. I didn't have it going on all the time though, but I'd probably use it like a couple times an hour for 10 minutes each. Today I'm in New York, and it looks kind of cold outside, so I have a feeling I'm gonna be using this kind of a lot. Geez, it's like day 4, day 5 now, I think. I'm heading back to my hotel. It's kind of cold out here, but it's gonna be really hot in the subway. So this is actually coming in handy. I'm gonna put it on hot. It kind of helps a little bit when I focus on it, and I'm like, it's hot in here, but at least I have this little cool.
I'm so curious to like try this thing out.
You need to try it.
Well, earlier in the week, I was like, what does this thing do? Like, it's not really doing anything. It's kind of come in handy today when I've been cold. I just like quickly, because I really have the hang of like turning on the heat setting really quick. Plus 12 degrees.
Wait, whoa.
And you'll feel it pulse.
I do.
And then, so we're doing a 10-minute long one.
But it's like, it's like really hot.
Yeah, the hot one does get really hot. Especially when you're just sitting there focusing on it, you really feel it more.
I do feel warmer. I can confirm. I don't know if it's my sweater, but I really do feel like I'm radiating more heat.
Do you feel like it's a big difference, or 1 out of 10?
Subtle. I'd say it's like a 5.
It's a little cold and rainy, and I'm not kidding. This thing has helped. It definitely has helped a bit. Not a ton, but it's like a little bit of hope for warmth.
I wish I had
really
that.
cold.
I'm cold.
Yeah.
Next, we're heading to the opposite climate. We're going somewhere really hot and humid. Although I haven't noticed a huge difference when I wear this thing in hot weather, so we will see if it helps at all.
Okay, so I'm in now, if you can't tell by how much this is fogged up. Now can you see? Okay, that actually helped. Again, I feel like throughout the week when I was hot and I used the cooling feature, I didn't notice a huge difference. Like, it was pretty cool. I don't think I'm gonna like go to the pool with this though. That'd be kind of weird. I'll do it for the video, but it's not really that practical. And classic, you come back into the hotel room and it's freezing, so just gonna turn the heat back on. See, this is like, I like this now. I'm like, oh, it is warm.
So kind of as I expected, it didn't make a huge difference in this hot weather. And once I was going to the pool, and wearing like tank tops. I didn't really want to be wearing the Embr Wave. I didn't want to worry about getting it wet. I thought it looked weird with the outfits once I really started thinking about it. So after the first day here, I really didn't use it very much. So it has now been over a month that I've owned this, and I gotta say I don't wear it day to day. I think part of the reason for this is because I already live somewhere with such a mild climate. If I lived somewhere really cold, I probably actually would use this a lot more. But here in LA, I just don't feel cold that much, to be honest. All in all, I don't think the Embr Wave makes a huge difference in your body temperature. It can help a little bit if you're really cold all the time, but I wouldn't really say it's worth spending the $300 on. You could just spend that on like a really nice jacket. That is it for this video, but if you want more of my 1 week long reviews, I've done a pair of smart glasses and a smart guitar, so I'll have those linked down below if you guys want to check them out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!